Hello everybody, it's Pineapple here, coming back with another video. I know I've been away for a minute, sucks, just happened, work stuff. But I asked you guys what decks you wanted to see me do a video on, whether it was more Vaylantz, more Rika, Sky Striker, and it was a tie between the three I just listed. So those videos should be coming out as soon as I can gather replays. But I do have a bunch of Masterduel replays for Vaylantz, which I've very much enjoyed playing because Electromite is a fun and balanced card, definitely. So with that, I'll give you the lowdown. Since I've already explained what Vaylantz does, how the cards work, I am going to let you guys just take a look at the last video because explaining what they do takes a half hour and is not fun. But for those of you who don't know, Masterduel does not have our summon from deck spell, so the list looks a little different. The only real difference though is that we don't have the summon from deck spell, and we have to play a package that beats Max C because Max C is fucking annoying and should be banned and unfun. So yeah, we're on crossed out called by Ash, one nib because we want to give some teeth to our Max C. You get the picture. Of course, 3 Shinome and Buster Baron, 1 Archer, triple Voltage because it's crazy, 1 Kaiden, triple Ninja, Mad Marquise, double Hojo, and Dominator Duke is a 1-of. Small World because it searches Stein and everything in the deck. Vaylantz Wars, the place of the beginning, because it's amazing and it searches our field spell, it's fantastic, and also it searches Senate Switch, which I forgot to put in the deck because I'm a dumbass. But yeah, of course in the extra we are playing the Nightmares because, you know, it's a pendulum deck and removal spells that are easily accessible in the extra are fucking amazing. 1 Dark because Dark is the best attribute and he's crazy. 1 Beyond the Pend, Apo because we need monster negates, access code because we want to clean up boards, Underworld Goddess to out weird stuff, Gear Gigan X to search Stein, the payoff to Stein and Exterio. I am on the big Vaylantz fusion because I've found that it comes up really consistently. It's amazing. It's just a form of like removal, push stuff into the spell trap zone. It's a great card, especially with Hojo using it to fuse. I really like this card. I'm not sure why I wasn't playing it in my last profile. A lot of decks don't play it. I'm not sure why. It's kind of crazy. Of course, we have 1 of Genesis Grand Duke. Just a fabulous way to put stuff in the extra body. Recursive scale 10 is amazing. Baguska because Plan B is always important. Electromite and Beyond the Pen because you need to search. So that's like essentially the list. With that, let's hop into some replays. I hope you enjoy. Rika video is probably coming up next, but yeah. So for our first match, I really wanted to demonstrate how even if you brick, as long as you don't die, you can pretty much win on the crackback. So if you can tell, we've drawn 3 Vaylantz cards that are basically dead because we don't have the field spell or an attribute that summons itself. All of these required the small guys or the field spell, and we don't have any of them, so we're just going to set impermanent pass. Unfortunately, our opponent is on Blue Eyes, and they'll start with Dictator D. They'll use Dictator D to pitch Whitestone to just special Blue Eyes. We don't want them to, because then they could probably kill us. They are going to grab, going to be trying to grab Blue Eyes, but we want to Ash this because I have the read that they have alternative in hand. I'll still make Link Karibo and super poly their own board away so that they can make Starving Venom. And then, like I said, they're going to use Whitestone to add back Blue Eyes. So yeah, I had to read that it was alternative, the reveal, so an alternative. And then they're going to punch us for 58. Since we are going to top deck amazingly because I'm the greatest player, we're going to find the field spell off the top, and this is literally just going to end the game. We'll drop both the field spells and summon out Ninja. We'll then scale Dominator Duke. We'll use Ninja to move Duke, and then we'll snatch steal their alternative. We'll tribute it off to summon our fusion monster, which is like such a fucking DM play, before linking away our fusion monster and the Ninja for Electromite. We'll scale Marquise, or we'll summon Marquise, and we'll find off the top literally nothing of value, 2 cards we've already used, so we'll scale, we'll pop with Electromite, and then we'll grab an extra draw. grab back our Shinome that we added with Electromite, and then draw Buster Baron, which is pretty good because it lets us move. So we'll grab Switch here, popping our Shino. And from here we're just going to make Beyond the Pen, scale up, etc., etc. Unfortunately we drew really off of Electromite, another copy of the Field Spell, which sucks. Having 2 in the hand is like really awkward. I hate drawing it. Yeah, so we'll make Unicorn, we'll spin away their Starving Venom so he doesn't clear our board, and then make it. Buster, we'll make Access, and from here we're going to just walk in for exactly 100 lethal. So yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate that even if you brick, like the ability to kill on the crackback with this deck is obscene. I get that we didn't play through any interruptions, but still, I just wanted to showcase that. So, for our next replay, I did want to demonstrate just us taking an absolute hammer to Brandon, which is probably the best deck other than Runic. So we'll start with Shinom. We'll use Shinom to attempt to grab a field spell, but unfortunately they have Ash, which really sucks because it can turn off your guys. But fortunately we have Buster Baron so that this Marquise in our hand is not offline. So we'll run out Baron. We'll use Baron to move Shinom. We'll use Shinom to grab a copy of Voltage because he's crazy. We'll scale Marquise in hopes of digging and finding something to get us to what we need to see. We'll only roll a 2, but it doesn't matter because we see the field spell and the field spell searcher because we're just nice with it. We'll search the field spell and then we'll pop Shinom in order to search Senate Switch. We'll link off for Electromite. We'll use Electromite to grab Hojo, and we'll scale Voltage and give them a field spell. We'll summon Voltage. We'll use Voltage to grab Hojo. I'll summon out Hojo, and this is where we get to demonstrate why Senate Switch being a soft once per turn is kind of crazy. So we'll use Senate Switch to place Shinom, bounce Senate Switch, and then blink away for Beyond the Pen. From here, we'll Beyond the Pen for Kaiden. We'll scale Kaiden, and then when you pen, summon back Hojo and Marquise. Kaiden will return to our hand. We'll use Senate Switch to move, and we'll grab Marcoma. We'll normal Stein, use Stein to grab Exterio, and then grab our other fusion before linking away for a free bat Apo. And this is just the end of the game. It's just over. There's pretty much nothing they can do. They'll go for Branded Fusion. We'll just negate. They'll try to continue to keep playing. We'll normal summon Aliber. We'll use Aliber to grab the Theater. We'll activate Theater. We'll just negate with Beast again. And there's just nothing. There's just nothing that they have that can do anything against that Beast. Well, what do? You try to put something in my zone, I just push it in with my Fusion Monster. There's nothing that they had. Even if they tried to put something in the zone that would allow them to push Nat Beast into my Spell Trap zone, we just have our Fusion Monster to protect it. So that's just the power of the Fusion. It means that you don't have to worry about your own field spells coming back to bite you in the ass. So yeah. So our third match is up against a personal favorite of mine, Labyrinth. I'm certain you guys know that I have a love for Labyrinth. It's my favorite trap deck. But we'll start by scaling Archer and Ninja. We'll pop Archer to grab Senate Switch and the field spell. We'll scale Voltage because he's crazy. We'll activate Senate Switch, use Senate Switch to move our good buddy Ninja over, and then get the Fusion and get Hojo. We'll bounce Senate Switch so that we get an additional activation of it because it's a soft once per turn, which is only good in this deck. We'll rescale Shinom, use Senate Switch to move her, and then grab another copy of the Field Spell Searcher just because it's great discard fodder. We'll use Shinom to grab Marquise, scale Marquise, summon out Marquise, and then we'll get to dig 5 cards deep. And we'll find off the top pretty much nothing of value except Buster, who's kind of okay, before scaling Buster, and then we're going to pop Buster to add him back and hope if we can see if we can dig a little deeper, and we're just going to find another copy of Buster because the game hates us. We'll make Phoenix in order to clear our own field spells so that they can't push our stuff into our own spell trap zone, or making a copy of Beyond the Pen. We'll search Kaiden, and then scale up. From here, we're going to have to make a suboptimal board because we didn't find anything, we gambled and we kind of lost. We'll make a 2-mat Apo before using Buster to move the Ninja and the Ninja to move Hojo. Hojo will then fuse all 3 of them away, and we'll grab ourselves Makoma. They're going to start, of course, with everyone's favorite card, Pod of Extravagance, to draw 2 more because you know, you can never have too much hand advantage. And then Duster, because they're just nice, I guess. They'll activate their field spell, normal Ariana, and we'll just negate with Apo. We need to negate this. They'll walk in over our Apo. But I want to see if I can snipe any back rows, and unfortunately they do play around our fusion monsters, so we'll just push Ariana into their back row. And then we draw Stein for turn, because we're just crazy. They'll Torrential here, which is annoying, because it's probably the only thing that beats Stein. They'll special out Absolute Backjack to protect their life points, and then we'll scale up Shinon. We'll try to grab another copy of our field spell, but they will just have Ash, and then they will set Stein and clear our fusion. But fortunately we have Kaiden, so we'll just pend out more guys. So now Shinom, we'll use Shinom to grab another copy of the field spell before activating it so that they can't generate any more advantage off their field spell. We'll use Voltage to place our fusion, grab out our fusion, and then link away for Unicorn, because I really don't want this backjack triggering. We'll shuffle them away and walk in. They do get to summon out Ariana with their field spell, but essentially they're kind of top decking here, as we can just go into Access next turn and just end the game. So fortunately for us, it doesn't really matter what they grab here, since it's only the field spell that really wins them the game. And they don't find it, thankfully. So we'll start by rescaling our fusion monster. We'll scale Duke, and then pend out Voltage. We'll Voltage for the other fusion, summon out the other fusion, and then use it to push their Ariana into the spell trap zone before making access good. We'll access target Unicorn to go up to 53, and they will scoop. Yeah, so the deck also has grind capabilities. I love this deck. It's such a unique and fun deck, even if its goal is to just kind of turbo Stein. That being a viable game plan is just something I love. But I think you guys are going to enjoy this last replay I have, so let's hop right into it. So our last match of the day is up against Umi Control, one of my least favorite decks because it's just stun, but worse. They'll start with Jellyfish, and they'll search another copy of Umi with legendary Searcher, who searches the card that doesn't exist. They'll bid another copy of Umi into their grave, and then make Starboy. From here, they're just going to Reborn Jellyfish, but we don't really care. It's one negate. What do they got? So we'll start by simply imperming it. The reason imperm is in my hand is because this deck is, this list was made, or this replay happened before I finished building the deck, and I just wanted to farm the dust with it, because I thought it was more fun. They'll negate Shinom, unfortunately, but it's negated by imperm. So we'll summon out Shinom, and then we'll grab another exclusive copy of War of the Beginning. We'll use it to grab a copy of our field spell because it's going to turn off theirs. So from here, we'll turn off their field spell by giving them a field spell that does essentially nothing. We'll scale Voltage. We'll grab Voltage out. We'll use Voltage to place Shinom in the spell trap zone before specialing her out, and then using Switch to move her. We'll use Shinom in order to grab ourselves the ever lovely Voltage, so that we have the ability to search Stein. Yippee! We'll link off for Electromite here, and then we'll use Electromite to grab our good buddy Hojo. And we'll scale Duke, we'll pop Duke, and then we'll grab Hojo from the extra. We'll also draw a card on the way, and we'll draw another copy of Shinom, which is fine because it's an extra scale, which means beyond the pens it doesn't have as much of a critical search. We'll bounce Switch to hand, and then you grab beyond the pen in order to grab Kaiden. We'll scale Kaiden, and we'll scale Shinom, and then we'll pen 3. From here, we're going to use our Xyz in order to grab Geargigan and subsequently the ever lovely Stein. But first, we're going to use Beyond the Pen's second effect in order to pop 2, and they'll try to add back a Jellyfish, but we'll just call it by the target, and that'll be the end of the game. From here, we're going to link off for Unicorn so that our access is big enough to kill them. Normal Stein, activate Switch, move Duke in order to get the second fusion, and then use Stein to grab our hilarious fusion, and then make access to go in for lethal. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed playing Vaylantz. Those videos on Rika and Striker should be out relatively soon. I look forward to making them. I hope you guys look forward to watching them. I should try to have a more consistent upload schedule. Again, I apologize for being away, but work is work. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.